Welcome to Reread. We are talking about Survivor's Quest by Timothy Zahn. I hadn't read this book in quite some time, so I was curious to see what my second thoughts would be on it. First off, we hear about the Jade Saber, and this one is the first time we hear about it, and it said that Luke gave it to Mara as a present. Wouldn't that have made a great story? Why wasn't Judge's Call about that, like him gifting her the ship? I think that would have been something more special than them going away on a special honeymoon, but it doesn't matter. I mean, either way, she has the Jade Saber now because she, of course, lost her last one, Jade's Fire, and the Hand of Thrawn duology, so Luke got her a new one, which I thought was nice, but maybe a short story about him giving it to her would have been nice. Or maybe it opens up with him gifting her brand new ship. I don't know. I think it would have been cool. Now, this is basically a Luke and Mara story all the way through. No one else is in the book, just of the main characters. It's just them. They get a call from, I believe it's the Chiss, a message from actually one of the Hand of the Empire people, and saying, hey, the Chiss want to speak to you. They have found, later on you find out, they have found the remains of Outbound Flight Project, and they want to give it back to, the Jedi, I guess, or the Republic. There's someone else who's there, Dean Gensler, and he's a little bit of a thief, as we found out at first, but he's posing as the New Republic ambassador, and he's not the ambassador at all, and Luke and Mara know that. But he's got this deep secret he doesn't want to tell Luke and Mara. And it takes more than half the book for him to finally reveal the secret, and the secret, his sister was on Outbound Flight, and she was a Jedi, and he hated his sister because she was a Jedi. That was the big secret. Really, his character doesn't make sense in a way. Like, why is he keeping this all secret? Why is he like, oh, it's personal, is what he tells Luke and Mara. It's really nothing special, so I don't understand it. There's Form B, who is the Chiss in charge of this expeditionary thing. He's a good character. The whole time I was getting, feelings like a Thrawn from him. And, oh, that's another thing I forgot. Well, I'll mention that at the end, I guess. But Some Real makes an appearance from Fool's Bargain, when they have to say the 501st. Someone is creating chaos on the ship on the way to Outbound Flight Project, and I think one of the 501st are hurt, and as Luke and Mara take off his helmet, make sure he's okay, they're shocked to find an alien in the Empire. What? But of course, this isn't Palpatine's Empire, they say. Oh, and that's another thing. This came out, I believe, in 2004. I should have checked that, I guess. I think it was 2004. But it's obviously during the prequels, because Timothy Zahn is throwing a bunch of this prequel knowledge on there. They're fighting droidicars, and what else was it? Oh, the story of how Supreme Counselor Palpatine came into power and whatnot. I don't think Revenge of the Sith was out when this came out, but of course, if I'm wrong, only a billion people in the comments will tell me. Now, when they finally find the Outbound Flight, Luke and Mara sense they're alive. There are people still alive down there, and that kind of takes everyone by surprise. There are these other aliens who are going because they're called the Garoons, I believe, Jaroons, and they're humble people. They're kind of cowards, and they want to go because the Outbound Flight saved their race a long time ago, we're told. But as they get on the ship, of course, they all fall into these little traps, onto turbo lifts where they're trapped and they can't get out. And the Outbound Flight people don't trust anyone. They don't trust the Chiss, the Empire, the Republic. Is that like the old Republic, the new Republic? What's that? See, they don't know what's been going on in the past, 40 years or so. So they're kind of behind in the times. And all the people who are grown up were like 6, 5, 4 when Outbound Flight took off. There are no more Jedi. We're trying to get this new world of what these people, these castaways, have been doing. They don't even know where in the galaxy they are right now. They know they want to get away from the old Republic and not be with the New Republic, but they don't want to be in Chiss. They want to kind of just be on their own. And some of their leaders are a little bit crazy. Gensler is posing as an ambassador. They think he's a true ambassador, so he's going to be the one who's going to start wheeling and dealing. And even though he says, oh no, I'm just an electrician, what do I know about ambassadorship? Well, obviously a lot, because he does a great job in this, but it doesn't bother me here or there. The big twist in this book is that the Jaroons are actually the Vagari, the big enemies of the Chiss, ancient enemies, and they were soon to be extinct, but they're not. They're alive, and they start being the big bad guy. Somehow they smuggled a bunch of other people of their race onto the ship. They have these loincloths that turn into wolves. I guess the animals were alive. They just had to give them the magic word, or I don't know what I can't remember what they did to activate them. And they're supposed to be, oh, really bad. They're tearing apart the 501st, but of course, they're no match for a lightsaber, as Mara and Luke showed. Mara and Luke are showing their Jedi skills here. I found the villains to be kind of one-sided. They weren't really that interesting. When Luke and Mara asking them, what's the point? They say what the whole point of this whole charade was, and it still doesn't make sense. And then at the very end, this is very strange. Mara wonders if this was all a ruse by Thrawn. He's still alive. Maybe there was another clone. I don't know why Zahn, I totally forgot he did this, but I don't know why he would throw that in. It was at the second to the last page. The second to the last page. So there's a page and a half left. And she's like, do you think it could have been another clone of Thrawn? He's like, another clone? And I guess he was hoping the forums to blow up saying, oh no, Thrawn's still alive. But no one cared at this point because New Jedi Order was going on. Either way, though, the book is okay. It's not bad. It's not good either. I mean, it's just kind of a little adventure with Luke and Mara. If you're a Luke and Mara fan, obviously you're going to enjoy it. I love Luke and Mara too. But like I said, the Vagari just seemed one-sided. They didn't have much depth to them, I believe. And other than that, I mean, Outbound Flight, there wasn't really that much to tell. It was exciting to see it again. We all know the story, right? If you're reading this in chronological order, you've probably forgotten a lot about the details from the original Outbound Flight project, because I know I did. I did remember the Jedi's name, though. Other than that, though, it's just there. It's just an extra story. Timothy Zahn wanted to tell it, and Del Rey was like, yeah, you go ahead. Anything you want, because Timothy Zahn's books did sell. But there was another twist, I think, that was kind of confusing, too. But I don't know. It seemed like, like Gensler's big secret was just not that big a deal to talk about. But he made a big deal out of it. You're thinking, oh, something must have been really bad. He one of the original people that was on as a kid and escaped before it made it out into the Outer Rim. I don't know. No, it can't be that exciting. But other than that, it's like a mediocre book. Medium, a C. There you go. I don't really rank these books, but it wasn't bad, but it wasn't one of the best either. All right, folks. That's it for now. See you next time.